Hi, you beautiful Cancerians. This is your full moon Pisces lunar eclipse reading. And there are just so many things that are coming through recently in today's meditation for this reading. And we're going to get started. We're going to go straight in on the energy. Make sure if you have not shared or subscribed, you're doing that now. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're listening from. And let's get into the reading. All right, what do we have happening for our beautiful Cancerians over this lunar eclipse period? Hold your vision. Hold your vision. There is a philosophical understanding or something that you're wanting to learn more about. Whoa. A personal, oh, this is awesome. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. That is so awesome. Holding your vision and something that has been on your mind. Yeah, you've conquered something in your mind. Let's get a little bit more energy. Whoa. Emotions are running high. Yeah, the supermoon. Make sure to stay completely grounded right now. Working on your breathing and your water intake, making sure that your body is full of electrolytes and you're keeping your skin hydrated, and just overall looking after yourself is really important mentally, physically and emotionally throughout this lunar cycle. Ooh, here we go. All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can't take all of them. Here we go. Luck is on your side. Luck is on your side. There is something coming in for you beautiful Cancerians. Luck is on your side. And what's really interesting is that this lunation is activating your 9th house of not only travel, higher education. You could be learning something new, but what is fantastic is this card here that came out. That is Sagittarius, so that is ruled by the 9th house. So there's a lot of adventure and philosophical understanding, and that's surrender to the divine. You know, it's really interesting. There's 3 out of these 5 moonology cards that have come out that are all just massive full moons. That is awesome. Right. So yeah, you could be traveling at this time, Cancer, and you could also be wanting to learn something new about some form of higher education or learning a new philosophical understanding of something that you don't know, or wanting to learn new skills in that. Your dreams need a practical plan. Yeah, full moon in Taurus. So there's definitely something you want to move forward. You know, this is the great thing about the bull and Taurus is sometimes the bull can just be so ready to charge forward, and then there could be other times when the bull is just had its graze for the day and just wants to sit underneath that tree and be so stubborn it doesn't move. So there's something here about you wanting to move forward, like start charging at that red towel or cloth that the bull charges in that concept. But we need practical plans. And if we're wanting to jump ahead at something and we're not preparing right, or our mentality is not ready, we need to do the inner work and get all our ducks in a row before we actually start moving forward. So that is really relevant. Oh And this is full moon in Virgo. This is actually really relevant as well. You are good enough. So I feel like someone's been complimenting you a lot lately. You are good enough, and there's been a part of you who has just been so seldom and so critical of yourself. You are your own worst enemy, Cancer. You really, really are. And you know that, you know, 5/8 of the journey is the one that's in our mind and in our head. And when we actually get past those 5/8 of the journey of our mind, we generally, the physical is never actually then that bad. So what's really interesting here is the full moon in Virgo. Now, even though we don't have a full moon in Virgo, what is coming up is in another couple of weeks, we will have the new moon eclipse in Virgo, which is really going to be changing our, you know, and this is why right now we need this practical plan. We need that time and that space to go inwards and get that practical plan, because I dare say in a few more weeks, or what's going to activate over the next 6 months, is a new job, a new routine. You know, all those 6th house activations, job, routine, health, that's all going to shift and change, and it's going to happen so fast. You're not going to be, if you're asleep and you aren't awakened to, or awoken or awaking to these energies, you are completely going to miss what is going on. So this is definitely a really good sign to kind of go, right, okay, yeah, I get this. Let's start putting this into action. Throat chakra. That is not the first, that is not the first new moon in Cancer again, bottom of the deck. There is really strong Cancerian energy here. You and your loved ones are safe. Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe. You could be spending time with loved ones at the moment. That's not relevant to everyone, but that's relevant to a few. Take what resonates, leave the rest. All right, let's get in. Oh, hang on, no, I want the Lombard first. All right, what's coming up in the next few weeks once we pass through this post-Pisces portal? Post-Pisces portal. Yeah, right, okay. See what we've got here. Ship. Something big is shifting, shipping, shifting. Like there's cargo, there's something really big. I feel like that's Jupiter. Oh my God. Jupiter is in Cancer at the moment, and it will be until June next year. So there's something really big happening. Something really big. Okay, so we got a ship carrying gold sails straight into view. So something rare. A ship that's carrying gold. Lined in its hold are fortunes for you. Oh my God. This is Jupiter energy. Jupiter is the planet of luck, abundance, expansion, joy, fortunes, good fortunes. There is something so amazing now that now that Jupiter has fully settled into, I think Jupiter is currently about 18, 19 degrees. About 18, 19 degrees into Cancer at the moment. So it's fully settled into Cancer. Now it starts to do its work, especially now that it's come out of that. It was sitting in a really negative, not negative, but the square it was making to Saturn and Neptune earlier in the year, when it just came over at 0 degrees of Cancer, was giving us, really challenging vibes at that time. You know, I'm not going to go into that too much, actually. Okay. A ship carrying gold sails straight into view. Lined in its hold are fortunes for you. If you should travel with a special friend, memories unfurl for years upon end. Oh my God, I usually don't cough in readings either. There is something going on here. A ship carrying gold sails straight into view. Lined in its holds are fortunes for you. If you should travel with a special friend, memories unfurl for years upon end. That is a really unique card. That's awesome. Something amazing is happening for our Cancers. And it's really good. Oh my God. See, you know, and this is what happens when you start to put the hard effort in, you know, doing the hard inner work. And when you don't expect, I had this conversation with Taurus in Taurus reading, you know, we think that when we go inside and do this inner work that there's going to be some really big universal reward for us. And you know what? Sometimes there's not. And I think that's really relevant. When you don't expect there to be some universal, God, Spirit, Universe reward, you know, I mean, but with Jupiter in your sign for at least another 8 months, there are some pretty good things happening. But it's because you've been doing the work. It's because you've been doing the work. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's hard for Cancers not to be critical of themselves, but, you know, when we see those flaws and when we see in our mind, when we feel and think in our mind, it's never as bad as what it is. We have to stop being so critical of ourselves. And Cancers can be very critical of ourselves. But having that compliment, you are good enough. Whoever's giving you these compliments is doing something to you. The Sun card again. The Sun card again. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on, but all these readings right now, the luminaries, the Sun. Oh, mind you, plus Mercury is Kazemi the Sun at the moment. And when the Sun conjoins Mercury, this is really good. We can really brighten our communication. Things that we generally wouldn't talk to people about, we can start being really more open about it, and it can become a lot more fluent as well. Wow. The Sun is warm and brightens the day. Oh my God, seriously, out of this whole deck, you get 2 cards talking about good luck and fortune. The Sun, and you know what, and today as well, you've got 3, don't know if you can see that, you've got 3 and then 31. And when I was driving today, I actually saw 313 on the clock, and here it is again, 313. Really, really, really interesting. Okay, so the Sun diamond card, the Sun is warm and brightens the day. Good luck has begun to come your way. The closer your location, you bask in sweet bliss. Energy abounds is in summer's radiant kiss. Okay, so there's something that's going to be going down in summer. You could be kissing someone in summer. You could be feeling radiant. You could be just feeling just different. Fortunes, traveling with this friend, Fortunes, good luck. You and your loved ones are safe. Luck is on your side. Oh my God. that is 3 cards that have all mentioned luck is on your side, good luck has begun, and fortunes for you. Cancers, what's going on? I want to know more about what's going on. Whoa. The cross. 36, the cross. So you're coming out of a period of pain and sadness. It says, a cross weaves pain historically sad, a distance too close meaning tidings are bad. Suffering increases when the cross is near, but burdens can lift if you persevere. You're lifting the burdens of pain and sadness and fear. That's why these good things are starting to happen, because you're working with them. You're, oh my God, I can't even think about the word. You're integrating those energies. You know, you're working with them. You know, there's one thing about going into your deepest, darkest shadow side is that you don't fear anything once you've been there. Once you've been there, no one can ever, yeah, it's just, I don't even know how to put it in words, to be honest with you, like, but yeah, so this is why all these amazing good things are starting to happen to you. I don't even think you even realize they're happening to you yet, or what is about to happen. Just keep working on this. Definitely keep working on this. Definitely. So there's something about a snake. I don't think this is negative, because the number 7 is very lucky. And it's funny because as I was shuffling, and it's 17 on the clock. Oh my God. Bottom of the deck, I looked at it and it said snake, and I was like, no, keep shuffling. And then it's come out anyway, so it was meant to come out. So you could be connected to a woman that might have a snake tattoo, that could look really feisty, or, something about shedding skin. There's a little dog here as well, but she's dressed very prettily. Fucking hell. It's very interesting. The snake is a feminine archetype. It also represents, so the lunar nodes in astrology, in Vedic astrology, they're called Ketu and Ra, and their symbols is, it's a dragon that intertwines an 8 that is eating its own tail, like that's how it continues to cross over, kind of like that, like see the figure 8, and we call it the infinity symbol. Yeah. So there's something of relevance there, right? Let's go into some tarot. Oh my God, these readings have just been really long, and they're just very, very, very interesting readings. King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Someone's really mature and wise, beyond their years. Whoa. But childlike energy. They've been hurt in the past. Page of Wands, yeah, new fresh energy. Someone with a new approach on life. Whoa. Hardworking. Someone hardworking. Six of Pentacles. So someone that brings balance or equal give and take. What's going on? I think this luck is just like, there's obviously your hard work is paying off. This good luck, the sun, it's all there. The ship. That's big. There's something really big coming in. It's rare and it's big. Cancer, if you have made it this far into the reading, make sure to hit that like button. Let me know where you're listening from. Let me know what's resonated with you in this reading as well. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know, let me know if you read this, during the eclipse. Come back to it in a month or so and let me know what's going on. Let me know what's really big coming in, or what was lucky, or the summer's kiss. Like, yeah, okay, here we go. Something is fated. There is something always, I find fate very, very interesting, because we always have a choice. In the universal law, we always have a choice. And fate is like a crossroads, right? Fate is like a crossroads. We have a choice which direction we want to take. So there is something really relevant there. Downloads, yeah, you could be getting a lot of spiritual downloads at this time. Write down your thoughts and feelings. That is so freaking important. I cannot reiterate, I think that's the word that they say. Write down your, have a diary, write down your dreams, write down your thoughts, because when we do that, we release them. And I love, personally myself, when I do that, I look back in my books 6 to 12 months prior and go, oh my God, that is happening. That has happened. It's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. This time could be really emotional for you, but always know that even if you need to go inwards and retreat at this time, and you could find it hard to show people emotion, or you are being emotional, the right people are going to support you. The right people who understand that are going to be there, and that is definitely relevant. Faith, again, ninth house is activated during this eclipse. It is so important to have faith. I believe having the faith that you have is just about to step up a level. I really feel that. Social. You could be wanting to be social at this time. Don't rush into being social. But that is coming. That is definitely coming. Control. Being in control is really important. Being in control of your emotions, being in control of your faith, being in control of it's exactly like being in control of when you want to socialize and when you want to retreat. You don't always have to be socializing either. I think that's really important. You could be feeling restless. And sometimes when we are feeling restless, sometimes we want to over-socialize as well. And we feel like we're in control of that, when really we just need to take a step back. And there's some form of divine union. I think this is definitely something of relevance here. All right, the truth. The truth is coming out. Networking. Yeah, you're definitely networking. You're somehow connecting to the right people. Listen. Could be of relevance to listen to a 741 frequency at this time. It helps with awareness, intuition, and spiritual growth. So definitely with that ninth house activated, that is definitely going to be really, really important. You could be connected to an earth angel, or you could be an earth angel yourself. You could be taking a trip home. You could be living overseas or far away, and home is of relevance at this time. All right. Oh God, I could just keep going. That is just, wow, what a reading. I hope there are some amazing Cancers out there that have really connected with this reading today. I have really enjoyed today's readings. They're a little bit different, really, they're a little bit different, but they've been really interesting. Again, leave a comment, let me know what's resonated with you, and I hope you have found some form of peace or guidance in this tarot reading today. I'm Ellie, this is Kee of Soul, and I will see you on the next reading. Bye.